Hello, welcome back. Just after wrapping up our little rebellion.
He's Kunagustis and I'm Icarus, by the way.
Yes. So, we have our new turn. So, just upgrading the army that defended that region of Aralicum. New traditions and all that good jazz.
And we're basking in the glory of that most embarrassing defeat of our enemies.
Yes. And built up a temple to Baal Hamon for cultural conversion, and I built up a resource building in Ibora to access more iron to boost my economy.
My lord. Yeah.
And I'm just checking to see if I can attack Olisipo.
Removing a few of those soldiers over right now.
Yes, and now I'm starting to besiege Olisipo, the capital of Lusutani. So we'll see how this goes.
Siege to the settlement.
Hopefully that all goes well.
Yes. Now we have a look at our bearings.
We fight for you, my lord.
So I decided to move this army over.
Destination breach.
Probably to ensure a bit of stability and order in Ibora. As you see, you upgrade the champion.
I live to serve
Get
the
a bit
mighty
more experience per
Get
turn.
moving.
And here we see the rebels are still
Ready for
mustering.
orders.
As my forces stay put. Of course, not going to move them.
My lord.
Unless
Moving them
my
right into
favour.
position.
I check to see if I can attack, and it doesn't look like it go too well, but the auto-resolve says it will. So I auto-resolve because I'm not going to fight that.
Here's a period victory. Wouldn't have been worth the watch anyway.
Maybe it would, but couldn't be bothered. But we defeat the rebels completely. And
Piece
then
of
I
cake.
disband the army and move the general back into Aralicum. And we see the Carpatani still hovering outside Numantia.
For the glory of our people.
I'm moving my spy down, as we can see.
Is there nothing?
Now I'm
We'll
gonna
just scope
steal
out
some
the area a
food.
little bit, see what's what.
Yes, and steal
For
some food.
greatness.
My lord.
And here we have my army outside in Italy.
And we're going to maneuver them up right now.
Yes,
we're
to
also
see if I
going
can
to
take
basically just-
Placentia.
Al-Hamman be praised.
We're going to
Yes.
give them a little bit of backup there, just to give them some extra helping hands.
Yes, especially if the Romans start to directly cause trouble. But we go outside Cassentia. And it looks like I decide to auto-resolve it.
Not worth the effort.
Saw garrison. Decide to sack it.
Ready for battle.
A nice take, if I do say so myself.
And then I decide to liberate it.
Advance.
Everyone loves a good liberation.
So now I've got to buffer the Lucani. That'll certainly help a little bit. I can't trade with them, but yes,
Worth to check out regardless.
of course. And of course, we see the Roman legions there. At least 3 legions.
I live to serve the mighty. My lord. March.
Maneuvering them up now, just to give them some assistance.
Yes, just to move. See, could I encroach further into Italy?
Sure, you want to surround them on all sides.
Well, not like I'm surrounding them on all sides. I'm only coming in from one side.
How can I serve you?
And my dignitary has leveled up. So get a bit more boost from him. And we got some pirates outside, but I don't think I do anything with them. Not worth the effort.
Command.
I'm also just too lazy to deal with pirates when they're not too much of an inconvenience. And we level up one of my governor generals.
Try to give them some additional political capital. Not too bad.
Not so much political capital, just administrative bonuses.
I guess.
And here we are, is my army outside Migdol. I'll decide to move them out because they don't need to stay there any longer. Send them back to Iberia to help contribute to the war there. But I can't recruit anything.
Sure, they'll be useful somewhere else.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna patrol, help public order, and reduce a little bit of costs. Yes, building those snail pits to get that purple dye. Because we said in the last episode, that's where purple dye came from in antiquity. Snails.
This is
Particular
important to
type of
know,
snail.
dear viewers.
A special type of snail. Which is what made it very expensive because it took thousands of those.
We are at the end of our turn, and we see that we are about to enter the Battle of Atistipo.
Olisipo.
Orisipo.
Olisipo.
And as you can see, we decided to take part in this battle.
Yes, the Lusutani decide to sally out. So here we have my Numidians functioning as scouts. Thanks to that nifty Numidian horse ability.
Maneuvering out now to meet with the enemy.
Well, sort of. Don't exactly want them to engage too much. They're only light cavalry. But yeah, I really like that horse mechanic they added in. I think it was 1.2.7. They added the horse mechanic. Special horses. There are about 4 unique breeds of horses historically, apparently. So
Were these horses just added in?
Well, it's not so much their size, sort of. The Numidians weren't particularly big. They were just a particularly good, agile horse, as far as I understood. They're about as big as horses were at the time. The Nisaean were probably the biggest in the ancient world. I think they were possibly among the biggest, sturdiest horses, which is why they were popular for cataphracts. And I think the Thessalian and the Maripos breeds were also quite large. Now, this is large by the standards of antiquity. They all would have been about the size of modern day ponies. But anyways, we
We
see
have
my
the swordsman taking some heavy damage there.
yes, some Iberian swordsmen
Still
being
going.
hit by my Balearic slingers.
Coming up on all sides now.
Yes, they're kind of at a bit of a weird angle, coming at me from a bit of a weirdish angle. But it's going well regardless. They're being pelted by those lead bullets, and now they're being hit by javelins.
Taking some heavy damage there, but they're still going strong.
Yep. And as we
So
can
here's
see,
Qart-Hadasht and
Scutari.
Scutari, and who else do we have?
Scutari. I'm pretty sure there's 2 eyes.
Your Iberian swordsman,
Yes, my
Qart-Hadasht, and
Qart-Hadasht
Scutari.
and Scutari. Yes, 2 eyes, it's Scutari.
Scutari and Qart-Hadasht are meeting up to engage them now.
Yes, completely ignoring my
They're able to
corrections about
defend themselves.
Scutari. But I suppose I'll have to discipline him later.
Whatever.
There's a difference between E and EE. But anyways,
But Iberian swordsmen on all sides.
yes, because Carthage uses Iberian mercenaries. So it's going pretty well.
We'll have a bit of a standstill, but progress is slow, as always.
Well, I suppose it's probably a little slow, but not that slow. The main thing is my troops are winning. My elephants are beginning to move and cause damage. Looks like my Qart-Hadasht are losing that fight.
Stampede there.
And they've routed my Qart-Hadasht have. With my Scutari, they're winning here. What you'd expect, they're pretty damn good.
As always.
Yes. And we see these guys are getting pelted. As they're fighting my other types of Scutari.
Sure, it's more like a rave than a battle at this point.
But it's still a battle. They're sallying
know.
out. And we have my Gallic spears fighting their spears.
I don't know, I guess just based off of the movements of the AI, it looked more raving than battling from this angle.
We were talking about how the animations don't always show full kills and proper clashing.
Basically, yeah.
And I suppose that's just the way how, I think it's probably due to the whole HP system.
I guess, yeah.
Units have a certain amount of HP, and each model has a certain amount of HP, so that means whenever they're fighting and what looks like nothing happening, it's the fact that they are taking damage. It's just, it'll only render that stuff when there's a kill.
The elephants are doing some serious work there. They're trouncing through them like they're nothing.
Yes, that's the thing with elephants, but they've taken quite some casualties. Maybe my Numidians are picking off the slingers.
Yeah, they seem to be running for their lives.
Well, what do you expect if you have a...
Expected.
Yes. You have these big beasts charging at you. So my elephants are chasing down
Running
the
away
enemy.
from the beasts of hell.
Yes, and as we see, the enemy are basically being slaughtered.
Sure, there's nothing they can do but run for their fucking lives.
Indeed, Icarix, indeed.
Why, thank you, Kunagusis.
It looks like my hoplites have barely done anything in this battle.
It's almost like they're just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, they're not exactly the most maneuverable bunch, so it's just handy to have my more maneuverable troops fight aggressively.
What are those lads doing over on the far end there? Your soldiers.
I think they're probably chasing after an enemy unit, and I didn't catch that. When an enemy unit they're tagged to fight routes, they'll chase after them, unless you tell them not to.
Well, they don't seem to be running in that direction, so they're basically just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, I probably told them to stop, or the enemy unit may have crossed over the boundaries. But anyways, we're in the routing phase.
Forward!
This is generally where my Numidians get some of the most kills in the battle, because they're fast to pick off enemy units.
We have them with their tails in between their legs.
Yes. And my elephants are moving in also. Yeah, over 400 kills. And here's my mercenary Iberian cavalry. They took some heavy casualties this battle, and they decided to break.
And just like that, all hope is lost for them.
I'm sure the unit still survived. You've got my Sacred Band cavalry attacking. Well, yeah, so that appears to be the end of the video. But, well, that's it then. Apologies for this being a bit of a shorter one. We'll hope to have the next one be in the suitable length. But
You will
regardless...
not be disappointed, dear viewers.
Regardless, I hope you enjoyed this one. And see
Be
you
sure
in
to
the
leave a
next one.
comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks.